Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The reward of the dua and the supplication of our parents. On one occasion, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed Nabi Sulayman Alaihis to go to the seashore and to observe a wonderful scene. Nabi Sulayman Alaihis set off to the sea with a group of his companions, which included some jinns. On arrival at the seashore, he could not see anything extraordinary. After ruminating and thinking for a while, he thought perhaps what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants me to see is something that is inside the sea. So he commands Ifrit, one of the powerful jinns, to dive into the ocean and to investigate. After a considerable time had passed, he emerged and reported that there was nothing extraordinary. Nabi Sulayman Alaihis further gives a command to another jinn to dive deeper into the ocean and investigate. The second jinn obeys, and after some time surfaces without having observed anything peculiar or extraordinary. Then Nabi Sulayman Alaihis orders his minister Asif bin Barkhia to dive into the ocean. The Quran Majid describes Asif bin Barkhia as a man who had the knowledge of the Kitab. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed Asif bin Barkhia rahmatullahi alayhi with unseen knowledge from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Asif bin Barkhia rahmatullahi alayhi descends into the ocean and soon reaches the very bottom where every jinn did not reach. To his surprise, he sees a beautiful white domed building which has 4 entrances. Each door was a different type of precious stone, and all 4 doors were wide open. Despite the building being at the bottom of the ocean, not a drop of water entered. After Asif rahmatullahi alayhi reported this wonderful discovery, Nabi Sulayman alayhi commanded Ifrit to go down to the depths of the ocean and to bring the building to the surface. Ifrit then descended to a depth which was thrice as deep as he had reached when he first dived into the ocean. From the floor of the ocean, he brought the beautiful building to the surface and placed it on the shore. Nabi Sulayman alayhi marveling at this wonder, entered the building. He was astonished to find an extremely handsome young man dressed in exquisite white robes performing salah. Making salam, Nabi Sulayman alayhi asked, "What has delivered you into this ocean?" The young man responded, "O Nabi of Allah, my father was paralyzed and my mother blind. I served them for 70 years. Just before my mother passed away, she supplicated to Allah, 'O Allah, grant my son long life and engross him in your ibadah.' When it was time for my father's demise, he supplicated, 'O Allah, let him serve you in such a place where shaitan cannot reach.' After I buried my father, I passed by this shore, and to my surprise, I saw this domed building. Its beauty exercised a magnetic effect on me. I entered to view it. When I was inside, an angel arrived and delivered me and the building to the bottom of this ocean." Nabi Sulayman alayhi asked, "In which age did you come here?" The young man responded, "It was the age of Hazrat Ibrahim Khalilullah alayhi salam." Nabi Sulayman alayhi calculated and determined that 2,000 years had lapsed since then. Despite the passing of thousands of years, the man was so young. Every hair was intensely black. Not a single hair was white. Nabi Sulayman alayhi asked, "What do you eat in this ocean?" The young man said, "O Nabi of Allah, a green bird brings to me in its beak something yellowish the size of a man's head. I eat it. It contains the tastes of all the bounties in the world. It eliminates heat, cold, lethargy, sickness, fear, hunger, etc." Nabi Sulayman alayhi asked, "Do you wish to accompany us?" The young man responded, "No, deliver me to my original abode." And so was the domed building with the Abid returned to the depths of the ocean. Nabi Sulayman alayhi then commented, "Reflect, think how wonderfully has the dua of the parents been accepted. May Allah Ta'ala have mercy on you. Observe the rights of parents. O Allah, grant us the tawfiq to serve our parents in a manner that befits them. Despite all their difficulty, all their hardships, they served us. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran Kareem, minimum what we should do is to supplicate for them. Allah Ta'ala says, وَقُلْ رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا. That say, رَبِّ ارْحَمْهُمَا, O my Rabb, have mercy upon them too. كَمَا رَبَّيَانِي صَغِيرًا, like how they had mercy upon me when I was a young child. So the only time we will understand the mercy of our parents is when when we ourselves become parents. When we look at the difficulty that our wives undergo, the difficulty they have to suffer at the onset, the pregnancy, they cannot eat what they desire. They feel nauseous almost on a regular basis, on a daily basis. They feel nauseous, they suffer heartburn, and they struggle to carry this weight with them. And after 9 months, they go through intense and excruciating pain to deliver the child into this world. That's not the end of it. That 9 months is not the end of it. That's just the beginning. Then every day they look after the child, the dirty filth that the child has to excrete. They have to clean it. The child needs milk. The child needs to drink. They breastfeed the child for a year or 2 years, depending on the situation, and some maybe even more. And then they have to feed daily, make sure that the child is well fed, the child is cleansed, the clothing of the child has to be washed every day. The child makes a mess, the child is running up and down, helter-skelter. They have to look after all the mess of the child, and all that for years and years they have to endure. And only after that, when the child becomes mature, then the child says, I don't need you anymore. And the child forgets about the parents. So we have to reflect that how much have they not done for us, and how much must we do in return. We make dua for them and we try our best to serve them. Like this young man served his parents who were at a very, very critical and difficult position. Our parents, alhamdulillah, well, praise is due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They can look after themselves, they can fend for themselves. Perhaps they might want a glass of water once in a while. Perhaps they might ask for a small favor. Perhaps they might desire that we press their feet, massage their heads. Besides that, they won't ask for much more. Maybe they'll need some financial support. Some parents might need that, but most parents won't need anything from us. Just a little bit of affection, a little bit of love from our side. So what can we do to support our parents and to look after our parents? We try our best not to neglect them, and to, if we are far from them, then daily let us make one phone call, try to make them happy. Make one phone call, talk to them for a few minutes and show them that we care, show them that we love them, and we still are their children, we still are their babies. Even though we have grown into men and we've got our own children, we still are their children. So if we do that, then inshallah we will be regarded as those that are obedient, and we will take the du'as of our parents, and we don't know how far the du'as of our parents will take us.